Standout performance for this week. We've had quite a good week of Nigerian players balling out of control. I mean, I have to start with Iwobi yesterday for Fulham against Liverpool. You know, it really showed them shaggy, man. I can't even lie. I was very happy, you know, despite knowing that Arsenal have wasted the opportunity. But Iwobi got a goal and an assist yesterday for Fulham. You know, just an all-round fantastic performance from Fulham and the rest of his team. They beat Liverpool 3-2. We know initially McAllister scored a really good goal, but then they turned it on, and we saw Ryan Sessegnon score a fantastic goal from an Iwobi cross. No, it wasn't even the Iwobi cross for that one. And then Iwobi had a shot which got a slight deflection by Robertson, who had a nightmare. And the next thing you know, it was Iwobi also kicked the ball for that Rodrigo Muniz. Fantastic skill over Virgil van Dijk. They used to score the third goal of the game. Luis Diaz ended up scoring in the, I think it was the 71st minute, to make a bit squeaky bum time-ish. But it's good to see Liverpool get their second loss of the season in the Prem. They will definitely still win the league, you know, just too far behind to cause any problems with only 7 games to go. But I wanted to call out Iwobi because he's now the only Nigerian in Premier League history to have at least 30 goals and 30 assists in the Premier League. He now officially has scored 30 goals in the Prem in his career and 34 assists in his career. So shout out to you, Iwobi. You continue to shine for the... You basically continue to put Nigeria on the map and do great things, superstar. So long may it continue. Victor Osimhen as well was a star boy over the past week. He scored a brace for Galatasaray as they beat Fenerbahce 2-1 on Thursday night in the Turkish Cup semi-final. His first goal was really well taken goal. And you could see him enjoying himself in general. Like, honestly, just great finishes. Second goal was a penalty. And at the end of the game, he was so excited that he was even doing cartwheels on the pitch, while Fenerbahce and Mourinho were just getting riled up and angry the whole time. I mean, I'm sure you've seen some of the footage of Jose Mourinho grabbing the nose of the Galatasaray manager. So now he's been banned for another 3 games. So in total, Mourinho will be banned for 7 games throughout this first season in Fenerbahce. I mean, it's like the guy is just going there to go and just crack jokes, honestly. I don't even know what to say. But anyway, it was a very entertaining game. I mind you, Fenerbahce were the home side though. So Osimhen went to the ops house, snatched their chain, took the win, and then was doing cartwheels on their ground. Just fantastic to see. Osimhen now has 27 goals and 5 assists in 32 matches for Galatasaray. I don't believe Galatasaray played a match over the weekend because that game was on Thursday. No games for Osimhen over the weekend. Paul Onuachu, I want to shout him out, even though Southampton are the worst team we've seen in Premier League history. If they're not careful, they will match Derby County's record for being the absolute most useless team in Premier League history. But Onuachu, on the other hand, he scored his 4th Premier League goal of the season against Crystal Palace. 5th goal contribution for Southampton this season. Really well taken goal. They crossed the ball, you know. Onuachu with his head. Fantastic header there. But I mean, Southampton are just a useless team, man. That's all I have to say. Like, they're just sticking up the Prem. It's actually a disgrace. This game was actually on Wednesday, by the way, so they ended up drawing the game 2-2 against Crystal Palace. And then on Sunday, yesterday, their relegation was officially confirmed as they got beaten 2-1 by Tottenham at the Tottenham Hotspur celebration. But there probably is a team there that is looking that we can use with this Onuachu skill set too. So just good to see him at least doing himself proud. I have to shout out Bissaudeli Bashiru as well. He got the assist for Lazio in their 1-0 win over Atalanta away, by the way. It basically closed the gap to the top 4 for Lazio to 1 point. It would be 3 points if Bologna beat Napoli tonight, so let's see. But, you know, it's looking quite good for Lazio in terms of their push towards the Champions League spots. As for Atalanta, man, they've just fallen off a cliff. Their form over the last 5 games has been so bad, and for them to lose yet another game, this is a team that was in contention to win the Scudetto. You know, it's really sad to see, but that's football for you. Another person I have to shout out, Christantus Uche, with yet another standout performance for Getafe. You know, he was already suspended for their last game, but he came back this weekend as they played Real Valladolid, and he got 2 assists for Getafe in their 4-0 drubbing of Real Valladolid. So Bordelas and his team continue to do really well, and at least put on, you know, they beat the teams they should beat. You know, even so the big boys, they may struggle against sometimes, but they'll get 1 or 2 wins here against Atletico or teams that you consider to be bigger than Getafe. So just an awesome job, and tell me how this Uche boy could not have made a difference for us in our World Cup qualifiers, but I'll leave that one for another day. Moses Simon, on the other hand, got yet another assist for Nantes. And this time we have to credit Nantes for finally winning a game. They beat Nice 2-1 on Friday. He now has 9 assists in the league. So he's the joint top for assists in the league. And he's got 7 goals for Nantes. You know, only one behind Matisse Ablin with 8 goals. So let's just say Moses Simon is carrying on, as we say all the time. But at least I'm glad to see that his efforts were crowned this weekend with the win. So shout out to you, Moses Simon. Also, Stanley Nwabali kept a clean sheet for Chippa United in the game against Lamontville Golden Arrows. So shout out to you, Super Eagles #1. And then finally, I wanted to shout out Hafiz Ibrahim, who plays for Reims, Stade de Reims in France in Ligue 1. He scored a goal and got an assist for Reims to lead them into the Coupe de France final, which will be taking place over in the next few weeks. He's a 19-year-old striker. He turned 19 in December, and he's been involved in the recent games for Reims in the league. He's the guy who went on trial to Chelsea at one point last year, but this is a striker that's highly rated and helps to continue the Nigerian production line of producing quality attackers. So we're going to be monitoring Hafiz very closely, and long may this good form continue. So shout out to you, Hafiz Ibrahim.